All right, we're good.
Welcome. All right. Welcome back. It is December 14th, episode number 26, meaning it has officially been a half year, 6 months since we started this podcast. And I'm
Wow.
very excited for another six. But yeah, wow is a perfect way to put it. I am a little shocked and very glad to have gone this far. And it'll hopefully only get better from here on out as we look to add more podcasts under the Let Me Be Frank umbrella and improve this one. We'll
We're going
open
to
this
have
week.
infinitely more wealth this time next year from this podcast.
Yes, exponentially better in every way, shape, and form. We'll start this week talking Army Navy. It is the best rivalry in all of college sports, maybe even in all of sports. And for the first time in 15 years, Army sang second. They won the game finally. It seems like it's been forever, but 15 years later, they finally beat Navy. It was a game riddled with turnovers. Army somehow overcame, I think they had 5 fumbles. It was sloppy, but it's always a fun game to watch. Two teams that run the triple option and rarely pass, that always get in situations where they have to throw the ball, and you just see how little they practice it. So it's a lot of fun to watch the game. Um,
How can
People
one
always say, "Oh, go ahead."
how can one military academy football program be so much better than another? Like aren't they just like on the same level across the board?
It's a
Shouldn't they
great
be
question.
maybe?
I have no idea. That's what I've always wondered. How Air Force is usually the best of the three, but
Challenge.
Navy is always good. Army just hasn't been good in forever. I don't understand it. I don't get if it's because of like what your service will be once you get into the actual military, but it like you said, it makes no sense how there's a like distinct difference in terms of winning games between these military academies.
And doesn't water make you weak necessarily? So doesn't it
That
counterintuitive?
is true, but water always finds its level, so
I
you're kind of at a catch 22 there.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's so.
Oh wait, we
Army
also
won first time in a long time. Um, there there's a point I was going to make about it. Cannot remember. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed the General Mattis Kill 'Em All shirts.
Yes, he dude is a badass, and just every military person loves him. So hopefully he can get appointed. That's not really what we're here to talk about, but those shirts were electric.
Yeah, the signs, the outfits, and just basically everything anyone was wearing was just really electric at this game.
Yeah, I mean it's always fun because obviously each group doesn't like each other, air quotes around it, in the sense that they think they're the better of them, but they still all have a like an unbelievable amount of respect and passion about what they do. What I was going to say is the what everyone always says is the festivities and the atmosphere and the pageantry around the game are unlike anything else, and that is why I and hopefully a couple other members of Let Me Be Frank next year will be at the game.
Ooh,
Don't care what it costs. I'm going.
really?
We will. I'll road trip there if I have to, but I am all in for Army Navy 2017.
That would be sick. I'd enjoy that.
Let's get it going. So big win for the Army. I am a Navy fan, so it was a tough one, but I
Who,
mean,
who wins in a
everyone.
fight, Army or Navy?
Uh, I really have no idea. I really don't know. I'll say Navy, but I could easily be persuaded otherwise because I just don't have enough knowledge on which military branch
It's
has
all about
what
what it's all
numbers
about
and
what
what.
type of turf they're on, I guess.
Oh yeah, that also matters big time.
Can't
We'll
bring a
move
tank
on.
on the water.
Yeah, we'll move on to the NFL. Our boy Jeff Fisher has officially been fired a week or two after announcing a 2-year contract extension. I wanted to say signed, but they announced it. He said he signed it in the off season. He
Wait, he
had
never
he
actually
has
signed
six.
that?
What's that?
So like, never actually signed the extension?
He did last off season. So before this season started, it was signed. They just didn't announce it until last week.
Oh,
So
that's terrible. Terrible marketing or media by the or PR, I should say, by the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, what would you expect though? They're just remembering how to football again. They haven't had a football team in forever. And plus they're coming from St. Louis, so you can't expect a lot of competence.
Fun fact: the Atlanta Falcons have more touchdowns in LA than the Rams do this season.
It's true, which is the point I was going to make. They get absolutely blown out, and Jeff Fisher is fired after that. 42-14 wasn't ever a game. I guess we'll go here first. Where does Jeff Fisher coach again next season? Because he's been in the league for 20 plus years and he's only had 6 winning seasons. This guy is not going away. Someone will pick him up.
I think he goes to Fox Sports as a special correspondent.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think he has the personality to be like a full-time anchor, but I think they're a 22-year head coach has Fox will take a bid on him.
That's a pretty good guess, but I'm going to guarantee that the Cleveland Browns will pick him up and he will be their next head coach. Because the next question I have for you is, will the Browns win a game this year? Their final
No,
three
not a chance.
games are at Pittsburgh, home against San Diego, and at someone else that I forgot. It was
Doesn't matter. They're going to lose.
agreed. So because of that, you can't. There's no way in hell you can retain a winless coach. So at Buffalo, that's the other game. There's no way in hell they're going to win any of those three. They'll be 0
If
16 then.
RG3 wins 2 out of 3, do you think they bring him back as the starting quarterback?
Oh, absolutely. They have
Do you
to, I
think they do
think.
regardless?
Yeah, because they're so high on Myles Garrett already coming out of the draft. So I think he's going to be the number one pick to them because they're going to go 0 16 this year. And you can't bring back a coach who's 0 16. So that means that Jeff Fisher in back to back drafts will have had the number one pick with two different teams.
Wow.
So be sure to check out that blog. I'm bringing it up tonight.
That Fisher just keeps breaking records.
What he does is it's incomprehensible.
He's
Yet
just unprecedented. That's all you can say about him.
exactly, he's such a trailblazer in his field of mediocrity.
Yeah, just tone
It's
the line.
that's a
I don't think that applies, but
I think it applies perfectly. He's towing the line between he does what everyone wants to do. He does his job so poorly, but he shows little pieces of brilliance where you're like, all right, we can't really get rid of him because if he can do this more consistently, he'd be an awesome asset. And then he just like never gets there.
hey, you know
But
what Jeff
then
Fisher's favorite joke is?
I have no idea.
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
7, 8, 9, is that it? Is that it?
Yep.
Oh man, I thought it was going to be because he always goes 7 and 10.
7 and 9.
Yep, they're going to add another game though. Uh, Packers, your pack. Aaron Rodgers has looked really, really good these last few weeks, despite hobbling around. They absolutely dominated Russell Wilson, worst game of his career, and have hopefully exposed the Seahawks as overrated, which I have been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks this year. But no one seems to buy in, and they somehow keep winning games. What do you think about the pack? Thoughts on Russell Wilson, Dange? He's had a terrible year, and I'm
Well,
probably going to blame it on him having sex. I think that's where I'm going to go with this.
like 3
May-
of those picks weren't his fault. I'll give him that.
The
Um,
problem with that statement is the number you said. You said three of those picks, meaning that there were more than three because he finished the game with five.
Yeah, it was bad. But no, I'm really happy with the Packers how they're playing. I don't understand why Ty Montgomery is still getting more carries than Christine Michael. I don't really get that.
I think he's going to be their running back next year.
Maybe. I mean, they looked like I'm surprised the Packers scored that much because they looked really lost on certain plays. Like Aaron
Yeah.
would turn left to hand the ball off to Christine Michael, and he would be nowhere to be found.
Well, that right there is probably why he's not playing as much. He's probably just not familiar enough with the playbook.
Yeah, true.
But, I mean, the thing is, Aaron Rodgers has finally found his rhythm and become the guy that we've known him as for the last couple of years, and he's overcoming those mistakes where early on in the year he just wasn't good enough or consistent enough to overcome those simple errors that they kept making. now he's finally in midseason form and is proving how good he is still. Um,
And I think it's actually good that he had his hamstring injury because I think it's forced him to stay in the pocket and actually look around at his options.
he's finally finishing his reads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rather than busting out the side immediately and trying to make something for himself.
exactly. I agree with you there. The defenses look surprisingly good as well. It helps when Seattle's offense is just completely inept in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Or Seattle, yeah. Um, but yeah, I was going to go back to Russell Wilson. It's not that he got laid; it's that he got his now wife pregnant right away. I think that's what's mentally screwing with him, and that's why he's had such a bad year.
Can you? Well, that's terrible. Like one of the first times you hook up with your wife, you get her pregnant,
Yeah, it's called bad luck right there.
and it's just 9 months of, and then 18 years of having a kid. Ugh.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
So that I think, see, you just went through the whole process right there in 35 seconds. This is what he's going through every day now. That's why it's wearing on him, and that's why he's having such a bad year, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'm going to stick with that.
And he's got
Um,
shit breathing down his neck.
yeah, that's very true. We will talk about the Lions. They keep finding ways to win, believe it or not. And they're still atop the NFC North at what, 8-4?
9-4.
9-4. Yeah, that's right. They won again this week. Um, they have looked pretty good, and usually this is about the time where Matt Stafford becomes himself and falls apart and stops throwing the ball like he should and starts throwing like under three or submarine passes into defenders' chests. And the defense is just so goddamn athletic. That front seven is filthy.
Yeah, and Stafford's glove bothers me more than it should. I really hate quarterbacks when they wear gloves on their throwing hand.
Dude has like the most just weak hands in the world. He always dislocates a finger. He dislocated one this week
Yeah,
against the Bears.
and he changed
But
his glove 4 times. You see that stat?
yes, I did. That was going to be a stat I would bring up
Career
later in the
high.
show. Yeah, which is absurd that they'd even put that on there.
You think
Um,
Kellen Johnson's sitting at home, like thinking to himself, like, shit, like these people took this long just to like be competent?
I was thinking about that. I'm going to say no. I think he's happily retired, especially because he knows that this Lions team just does not have it in them to win the Super Bowl. There's no way in hell they will win. I'll go out on a limb right now and say they won't. I don't even think they'll win a playoff game if they make it.
You know what? It's 2016, Brian. This is the joke to make right now. Anything could happen.
Wow, very true, very 2016 of you. But I can't fault it because anything can. Giants Cowboys, very low scoring game, surprisingly low, especially after how quickly the Cowboys scored in that game. For the first time all year, Dak looked like very average. He did not look impressive at all. He made a lot of mistakes. The Giants' defensive line was beating up on the Cowboys' O line, which is one of the best, if not the best, in the league. And they just couldn't get a run game going, which was the problem, even though I think Zeke still ran for over 100 yards, but they couldn't get a consistent run game going and then forced Dak into some situations he couldn't beat. The biggest thing is that Eli Manning has led a team twice to beat, or has beaten the best team in the league twice, and no one else has. Eli has the most turnovers in the NFL in like the last 7 years, even more than Cutler. So the fact that he's doing what he's doing is beyond impressive, I think.
Eli just he falls ass backwards into like winning football games.
Absolutely.
He's never been like no one's ever considered him an elite quarterback, but he's won 2 Super Bowls, and the Giants have been a playoff team for the vast majority of his career.
Yeah, and Tom Coughlin has essentially caught lightning in a bottle in that Eli's mistakes have always like he's always had something to overcome Eli's mistakes. And of course this year he's not there, but this would be the most Tom Coughlin team in the world this year.
But and no, I'm really happy about the Tony Romo rumors coming back up because I felt like that was missing from Dallas.
Yeah, you need a little controversy. I think that's what Dak was just getting too comfortable. He needs Tony breathing down his neck to be like, "I'm right here, just in case you forgot about me."
And
But
he's gonna make some dumbass quote.
yeah, I'm very excited for if especially if they lose next week. If they lose next week, Jerry's gonna be like, "Well, every position's up for grabs."
Well, he already said something yesterday about when he was asked about a quarterback change, possible quarterback change. He said, it when you see it," and that doesn't mean anything, but
That's that's question evading
it's not
101 right
nothing.
there.
It's not nothing. It's definitely something.
Oh yeah, that's something for sure. And lastly, we'll talk about in the NFL is John Gruden. You wanted to bring this up. His little I don't even know what to call it, rant, tirade,
I don't.
something from
It was
Monday night.
him professing his love for Tom Brady, just the pliable, like just absolute madman rant. Like I don't even know who else is in the booth with him on a Monday nights, but he was so uncomfortable.
Sean McDonough, yeah.
Yeah, McDonald looked at him like you're an absolute psychopath.
It was what you sent me was a 30-second clip, and I heard the word pliable like 14 times. And then John Gruden's just there, like faking throwing a pass and like stiff arming guys. Like it was literally like he was on coke or something. He was
I bet
just so
Gruden.
amped up.
I bet Gruden asked McDonough to do Oklahoma's in the booth like no less than 10 times a game.
Yeah, he's probably like every commercial break, like, all right, let's just get a quick drill in. All right, let's do something.
I can't imagine working with that guy more than like we're for 4 hours in a night. But
I
before we get off the NFL talk,
Yep.
can I mention what Andy Reid was doing?
Yes, please.
He was the Thursday night game. He was writing letters for fans to get out of work Friday. How much pizza grease do you think was spread all over those letters?
Quite a bit. There was also probably like some pistachio shell
Potato chip
casings on
crumbs.
there. Yeah, absolutely.
The four food
He
groups would be all over that letter.
yes, he that was absolutely soaked in blood, sweat, and grease
And
from
if you're lucky, you got a stray mustache here.
only the few and the proud Kansas City Knights got it.
Yep.
Um, let's go talk NBA. It's about a
Yeah.
quarter way through the season, correct?
Yeah, we're Bulls have played 23 games. They would have played 24 by the time this is released. Playing the Knicks tonight, I think with Derrick Rose, but Derrick Rose has had his prototypical MRI, came back, no structural damage, but he will still sit out.
Hey, three things are guaranteed in life. That's death, taxes, and Derrick Rose with no structural damage and an MRI, but still sitting out games.
Yep, yeah, per Rose's orders.
Yes.
But it was like the week of LeBron this past week. He was named SI Sports Person of the Year.
Good for him.
Sports person,
Yeah.
which cracks me up. He was also became the first player to reach 27,000 points, 7,000 rebounds, and 7,000 assists, which ironically 27, 7, and 7 is called the LeBron stat line.
The more you know.
And then he also did the water bottle challenge while playing at the Garden.
Just pure disrespect. Absolutely disrespectful.
And he also managed to rickroll the entire Cavaliers stadium before the game because who doesn't love a good 2004 joke?
I loved when every YouTube link went right to that video in sixth grade.
Yeah, I like this song.
Don't get me wrong, I love this song. I think it's fantastic, and I'm kind of
Yeah,
glad that was the one that they picked to bring back because it's a really good one to have come back.
yeah.
But
Yeah. And it's a
I
damn shame
remember
Rick
it
Astley
from
doesn't make a
sixth
sense.
grade,
He
way
would.
back when. I said I remember it from sixth grade, way back when it was kind of a thing.
Yeah, that was when LeBron was like in high school, so that was cool for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
He's just an homage to his young days.
and then there was also just a video of him. He was the only at the Kendrick Lamar performance at the SI event. He was the only one. He was just jamming out by himself.
He is Taylor Swift. Can I make that comparison? I've never done it before. I'll probably blog it tonight now that I have made it or have said it aloud. But he is the Taylor Swift of athletes.
I could
No
see it.
one
I
like
mean, T Swift grew up as like a rich spoiled chick, and LeBron was poor as shit. But other than that, I think that it matches up.
So let me break this down real quick. I don't want to give away my entire thought process behind this blog, but people like they're both very popular, very famous,
Yep.
but they don't really have any like notable close friends. Like you'll see them hang out with people in public in like paparazzi moments or at like
LeBron's got
award
the posse.
shows. Yeah, but has anyone ever seen the posse?
I don't know.
Exactly. So it's like, have you ever seen LeBron and the posse in the same place?
Like,
That kind of deal. So you'll see them, but like at award shows, people will be like around them, but not really like excited to be there, and they'll always be doing things on their own. It's I don't know. A couple of things have clicked in my head where I could go on about this, but those are a couple points I'll put out there.
yeah, I can see it going somewhere. There's a couple more NBA points I wanted to get to. There was a Pelicans fan who handcuffed himself to the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans in protest of Alan Gentry's job.
Wow.
And I knew before even checking this picture that this guy was white because only white people get this attached to smoothies.
That's true.
And I mean,
God
if
damn
I'm
good
staffing,
smoothie.
it's a bigger punishment just to leave him there for the game. Like he just has to be a doorman for the game.
Yeah, seriously. Have him hold the door open.
Like I can't. Like why would you let him go? That just I don't know. I can't even imagine how Alvin Gentry reacted when he heard about this.
He probably did not care.
Yeah, there's not a chance.
He's like, good. Leave him out there. I'll bring him some food later.
Just curb stomps him as he walks in the stadium.
Little bitch.
What else? And Luke Walton, very unlike his father, Bill, absolutely flipped out on Sunday night at the referees just dropping a absolute crap ton of F-bombs on national television.
You know, that's what the American public likes to see. They want to see a fiery coach. They want to see F-bombs. If this was Fox Sports, it would have been you would have caught so many slow-mo F-bombs all the time. That's all they catch. During the World Series, probably 35% of all the replays they showed during that series showed some person in some way, shape, or form dropping an F-bomb. Absolutely great TV.
It's electric.
Pure, clean family fun.
So yeah, that's the NBA update I got.
Beautiful. How are the Bulls? What do you think about the Bulls, though?
All right, so we're sitting in fifth right now. I blogged about this last night.
Yeah, let me be frankblog.com. Check it out.
I kind of looked at the team's performance as individuals. Jimmy and Wade are just by far far and away our best players. They've been carrying the team's offense. We've been running a lot of ISO plays. And he's shooting 28%, I think, on wide open three-pointers.
Gentlemen's 28%.
And I blogged that my absolute hatred for Niko Mirotic. That man is pure trash.
Yeah, I saw the trash bag image. That's all I really read about Niko.
He is absolute human garbage. I can't stand watching him play. He's weak. He's stiff. He has a awful shot. The only move he has is a pump fake drive and throw up a weak layup. I can't stand watching him.
Would you rather have him or Tony Snell?
Oh my God! Can I kill myself?
No, unfortunately.
I'll go Tony.
All right. Wow. That's saying a lot because for the longest time, your definition of Tony Snell was human garbage.
Oh yeah, I mean, but Tony Snell's a starting two guard, so
Hey, fear the deer.
yeah, maybe his confidence was just destroyed by Tibbs.
It's very possible. There are mentally weak people out there.
So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to what the Bulls have. Like this is about what I expect the Bulls to be the rest of the season. Probably a little over 500, 4 seed in the East. It's basketball hell, but it's entertaining.
It's where the Bulls have lived for about 12 years now.
Yeah.
Minus the one Rose MVP season.
Yeah.
All right, top 5. Still in the spirit of Christmas, we will do top 5 Christmas movies, favorite Christmas movies. I, in terms of this, wanted to do something a little different in terms of my top 5 choice. I didn't want, like, obviously people are going to always talk about Elf and Christmas Story and things like that. So I wanted to choose a couple different ones. Obviously, I've still got some of like the classics or the very overtly popular ones or obvious picks, but I wanted to pick a couple that I thought might not be on there. So Pete, I will let you go first. What do you got?
All right, so my first one, I have The Year Without a Santa Claus. You remember that one?
Yeah, I do. That's a really good one.
The I'm Mr. Heat Miser. That
Yep.
one? Yeah. It's an all-time classic. The entire Santa Claus series with Tim Allen.
There you go.
Number
The clause
yeah, number 3.
with an E.
Yeah, Tim Allen used to move a lot of cocaine. People forget that.
People do forget that. He also is a big
Uh,
proponent of Pure Michigan, which I now think is a code word for cocaine.
that could be a great code name. I never
That could
thought
be a
about
great,
that.
great blog too.
Yeah, all right. We'll keep that in
Ideas
the
are
back of my mind.
popping.
Number 3, Christmas Story. That's just an all-time classic.
Yep,
Number 2, Elf.
of course. It's
And
it's been
and
on
number 1,
Freeform, formerly ABC Family, like every day this week,
oh, I've seen it like once a day.
or every day in the last 7 days, I should say, not this week because it's only Tuesday night, Wednesday when you guys are listening to this.
Yeah. And number 1, I have the Jim Carrey, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
That's a good one because of the music quality, and then of course Jim Carrey's just psychotic in that movie.
He kills it. And I like, for people who are gonna cry foul because I left out Christmas Vacation. It's the part of the. It's kind of like the when people don't vote for like the unanimous MVP. It's because everyone else is gonna vote for it.
It's where I'll pick up your slack. So my number 5 was Christmas Vacation. I was watching it the other day. One thing I have noticed is a lot of Christmas movies are based in Chicago, which I love,
Yeah.
but I also hate because it makes me homesick as hell watching all these movies sitting in fucking Brooklyn right now. Number 4 is excuse me, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, with John Candy.
Yep,
I
it
forgot it's a Christmas movie.
it is. It's one of the best, strictly for the scene when he tries to rent the car and they don't have it, and it's just, I want a fucking car with 4 fucking wheels and 2 fucking doors. If you have never seen it, please, please, please check out that scene at least. It's hysterical. Number 3, Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, great one. I thought about that one.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's always on, like, or at least when we were growing up, it was always on ABC, like leading up to Christmas. So that was always a classic.
Happy birthday.
Exactly. Charlie Brown, number 2,
Yep.
all time. Probably, I love all the Charlie Brown movies. I'm a sucker for those. Probably Christmas and Thanksgiving, I think, are the 2 best, but I love The Great Pumpkin as well.
I was
Um,
never big into Charlie Brown.
I don't know why. I was just always a huge fan.
I mean, I love the music from the movie, but
Definitely. That's a big part. Number 1 is Home Alone. I even like Home Alone 2 a lot, but Home Alone, the first, is probably my favorite. Again, with the shout out homage to Chicagoland area. Macaulay Culkin just kills it in that. It's unbelievably poor attempt at robbing a house from a small child, but you know what? It was very entertaining.
yeah, it's a weird aspect now seeing Macaulay Culkin in like real life and just being kind of like insane.
Oh yeah, incredibly insane. But just remember, he was Kevin McAllister, and he was forgotten at home. So that shit'll scar you for life.
That is true.
So please let us know what your top 5 favorite Christmas movies are. Embrace debate, as we always say, and feel free to let us know if you think we're morons for leaving out the obvious ones or missing
Yeah.
anything. I know someone somewhere is going to bring up Die Hard. I know for a fact some hardo's going to be like, "Oh, you forgot Die Hard, bro."
Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen it in a very
Watch,
long
watch
time.
the first 15 minutes again, and you'll know.
Okay.
Um, we'll move on to tweets. I'm going to go first. Mine isn't necessarily from a celebrity, but it's about an athlete. So I thought it was fitting, and I just think it's funny. Brandon Marshall, who is a current Jet, former Bear, very well documented, has a mental illness, and on frequent, multiple occasions has just lost it and gone crazy on teammates. Somebody tweeted out, the fact that Brandon Marshall hasn't flipped his shit this season is a testament to the strides we've made in treating mental illness. It's
That's so
like,
true.
it's funny because it's true. That's the biggest thing.
So
Like,
true.
I sat there and laughed for a good 5 minutes in bed just reading through tweets. I was like, could not believe how funny it was. And I just totally forgot that Brandon Marshall is that dude who just goes absolutely wild every year. And he's on one of, if not the worst teams in the NFL. And he hasn't said a fucking word this year. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, good for him.
Good for the medical field. Good for science. We're making strides.
Yeah, +1 for the nerds.
Exactly. Let's hear what you've got.
This isn't a tweet exactly, but a Redditor found out that Dwayne Wade on every rap lyric where a rapper like shouts him out, he'll
Hmm.
comment on Rap Genius and like explain the shout out.
Really?
Yeah, there's like he like has like multiple paragraph responses to like the Jay-Z Empire State of Mind. Like if Jeezy's paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is when I felt like I made it in pop culture, like blah blah blah. 3 paragraphs long. He explained how he felt about it.
All right. That kind of ruins it for me. Like that's a little annoying, Dwayne. Come on.
It's kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, I would probably do the same thing if someone gave me a shout out on a song. So any aspiring artists or DJs or anything out there, we know you're listening. Kanye especially, why don't you give me a shout out? Because you and I are repping the same place. But I would absolutely be all about like writing in as to why or how I felt or why I thought they were doing this.
Yeah, I like it's just like he's commenting on like on a Fetty Wap song. Fetty Wap was like, "You could be Gina and I'll be Martin. You could be Gabrielle and I'll be Dwayne Wade." And he's like, Wade's like, "Oh, this is a good one. I don't even think my wife's heard this one."
Just like it's a regular conversation in his house or something.
Yeah, he's just complimenting like artists.
Love it. Love it.
You have another
Um,
one?
I do not.
I have one more.
Awesome.
So you know how like it's been in the new NBA news recently about how Steve Kerr said he smoked to recover from back surgery, and Phil Jackson said he smoked. Huge surprise.
Shocker.
Um, yeah, Chauncey Billups added his 2 cents, saying that he's proponent of it, saying I had teammates. I actually wanted them to smoke. They played better like that. Now, what do you think he was talking about?
I have no idea. And by I have no idea, I know exactly who he was talking about.
I mean, it was
And
absolutely Rashid.
both of the
Yeah,
walleye.
both Wallaces. Yeah. Well,
That's probably the least shocking thing I've heard all day.
like it wouldn't even surprise me like if you told me 15% of NBA players played stoned. Like Darius Miles 100% did.
For sure.
See,
There were,
Kyrie Irving probably does like 1 in 5 games. JR does every time.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, you blogged about it last
Snell,
time.
Snell could be perpetually high just at how little
He
of a person.
seriously could. Hell, even like Jason Williams back in the day could have been.
Yeah, I could see anything to be honest. But yeah,
I could make a
Chauncey
probably
throw.
make a good argument for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I don't see why not. They should play high basketball strictly. It'd be awesome.
That could be a whole nother league. Wiz Khalifa going off for like 30 and 14 a game.
Let's just create drugged out sport leagues.
I love it. Let's get it going.
Like everyone's just on acid playing football.
That would be insane. Um, then we got a little off topic there, but we'll move on to stats. I'll let you. How many do you have?
I got 2.
Awesome. I have two as well, so you can go, and then I'll rattle mine off.
All right. So Kristaps Porzingis of your
3-6 Lafayette.
New York Knicks
Yep, they're not my. They are my Knicks. Yeah.
Is currently the NBA's best rim protector. Also, I found out his nickname is Unicorn.
His nickname is Unicorn.
Yeah,
That's the weirdest thing I've heard in a while.
I kind of like it, to be honest.
I don't hate it, that's for sure, but I don't know what I think
He's
yet.
just so rare. Like the 7'3" white dude can shoot threes, like do like move.
I mean, he's definitely rare, but I just Unicorn would not have been in my top 50 guesses.
He kind of looks like he should have like a some kind of like unicorn horn, or no, that's not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's just he's an odd looking dude.
He's definitely not the best looking person.
He looks like Drago from Rocky,
Yeah, yeah,
minus like all the muscle and like 150 pounds.
yeah. Okay.
What else do you got?
Second one. Do you know who Joe Ingles is?
I feel like I know the name.
He
Is
plays
he
for
the
the Utah
coach?
Jazz, and
He's yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's a white guy who looks like he plays at your local rec center.
Every team needs one of those guys.
So Joe Ingles, that man who looks like he's 45 and has three kids, he's currently leading the NBA in 3-point percentage,
What percentage is he shooting?
48.4.
Oh wow, so he's actually like taking shots.
Yeah,
That's impressive. I mean, that is such a white guy with a mortgage and a dog and three kids move to be like a just a lights out 3-point shooter.
I mean, I love the guy. He brings hope to every regular looking white guy out there.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
But yeah, those are my.
All right. I like those a lot. Those are pretty good ones, specifically Unicorn. That was unexpected. Mine was already brought. One of mine was already brought up, but it was Matthew Stafford with 4 glove changes. It was a career high, so big game for Matt, and he also extended his team's winning streak.
What do you think he thought? Like, what was wrong with the first three gloves?
Honestly, he probably had hurt his finger, and like the other 3 pairs, like didn't give him any like comfort or support or anything. So he probably just had to keep changing them.
I just don't get what the fourth one would be different.
I have no idea. I'm in every sport I've ever played. I've never worn like I don't wear a pair of gloves outside of baseball where you have to wear the glove in the field. But I hated batting gloves. I never wore gloves playing football. Didn't like it. Just was never a thing that I did.
Real football guys don't wear gloves.
It's the truth. Um, Look at me. I'm the biggest football guy there is.
Hmm.
And I, of course, have to, keep the streak going. I think it's 4 weeks now in a row that one of my stats has been about the king of kings, Jeff Fisher. He's officially tied all time with Dan Reeves for most losses in NFL history at 165. We desperately need him to get a job next year so he can break that record.
I'm absolutely in favor of that. And you couldn't hear this, but I was vigorously fist pumping when you announced that he was the NBA NFL leader in losses.
It was glorious and a triumphant moment there for you. But hopefully, we're crossing our fingers that my blog will come true and he'll be hired by the Rams, or not the Rams. He just got fired by the Rams. Hired by the Browns after they get rid of Hugh Jackson.
What if he just changed careers? Just goes do baseball?
That would be awesome. If he just totally switched sports and just started coaching right away.
Yeah, why not?
Imagine him as a WNBA coach.
Every sport needs mediocrity.
Someone has to be bad. Not everyone can be good.
Yeah. Or be a math
And you
teacher.
know what?
Be like a fifth grade math teacher and teach kids about the average, like mean, median, mode.
You know what Jeff Fisher would say about those losses? That's
Uh,
165 chances to get better. 165 teaching moments. Because he's a true football guy.
that's too true.
165 ways we just got better as a team.
And you can just blame on Trey Mason and Stedman Bailey.
Yes. That's the whole reason he is now tied all time. And as we wrap up Episode number 26. Pete, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Chris's party season ramping up this weekend.
Oh yeah,
I
we're in the thick of things now, folks.
What is like a holiday drink? Like I'm trying to think of like the alcohol you like that's
Eggnog,
like other than eggnog. I'm not gonna drink eggnog.
right? I don't know, I've never actually had it, and I probably never will.
Neither have I. Like
Um,
a white Russian.
I was thinking White Russian. You can also do that drink, the mix of I think it's called a cinnamon roll or something, a cinnamon swirl, where you get Fireball and mix it with rum chata.
Oh, that's a great
It's
drink.
kind of like holiday festive. It's very good, but it's like I feel like it's somewhat festive. Other than that, I'm not very well aware of what holiday drinks are.
Hot apple cider with like vodka.
Yeah, it's something like that. I know apple cider is at least a little bit.
All right, I'll try some out.
Yeah, but report back to us. Let us know
Report
what you
back.
think or what you found out.
What about you, Bernie?
But yeah, I am going for the first time ever to the Barclays Center on Sunday. I'm going with fellow Let Me Be Frank. Hasn't blogged yet, but fellow Let Me Be Frank, a member,
My boss.
Patrick Bovard. Yeah, your boss. So I'm excited to go check out some hockey in the Barclays Center. It should be interesting. Never been. I heard it's just a god awful venue to watch the sport, but tickets are super cheap there. Yeah. They also have a Rockaware store in there, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or they may have closed it, but when it first opened, they had one.
Wow.
So I'm excited to check it out just to see, what they have there, what's all around it,
You should
and then what it looks like.
buy some piece of clothing that's Rockaware, and but it doesn't look like it is, and then just like tell people that you're wearing Rockaware.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like you know what these jeans are? They're Rockaware.
That's me. I'm CEO of the ROC.
And you can wear some like FUBU too.
Yes. All right, that'll wrap it up for episode number 26. As always, you can check us out at letmebefrankblog.com. Be sure to tune in next week. Share with your friends, share with your family, share with your dog, share with everyone you know. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we can do better. We're here for you guys. We're always looking to improve. So let us know. We appreciate you listening, and we'll be back next week.
We're really popular in the pet community. Keep that in mind.
We are.
Peace.